ಒಂದು ಲೇಡಿ ಸೂಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಒಂದೆರಡು ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ಗಳಾಯಿತು. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಕೊಂಡು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ಗೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಅವರು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಮೋಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಜನಗಳಿಗೆ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಭಾಳಷ್ಟು ಕಡೆ ನಾವು ಕೇಸ್ಗಳು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ.
ಅದನ್ನು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು ನಾವು. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ
ಇಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ.
ಆದ್ರೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ರಿಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಸೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಒಂದು EMI ಆದ್ರೂ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡಿ ಸರ್.
ಇವತ್ತು ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್, 25th ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ ಎರಡು.
ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೆಂಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್? ಕಳಿಸಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಹುಡುಗನ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯ್ನೇ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ಇದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಸರ್? ಲೋನ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕು, ಇದ್ರು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಟ್ಟಲೇಬೇಕು ನೀವು.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಕ್ರಮ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ನಾವು ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೇಸ್ಗಳು ಬುಕ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅವರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಕಾನೂನು ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಕ್ರಮ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ.
There are two ways. If you want to be a regulated entity, of RBI, there are prescribed conditions under which if you satisfy, you can apply, and then RBI scrutinizes it and they will going to approve. Once you get the license to as a regulated entity, you can operate as a microfinance company. So, see, the regulated entities are under the supervision and oversight of the SRO like MFIN and the RBI. So, any of the state guidelines or other things would not directly apply to these people, and there are Supreme Court judgments also in this regard. So, the guidelines and the directives of RBI are so exhaustive that they follow the best practices. They are within the ambit of the best practices. So we basically represent the SRO, self-regulatory organization, and all our members are the regulated entities who obtain licenses from the RBI. And they are four categories of entities: NBFC MFIs, banks, small finance banks, and NBFCs. When it comes to the Home Minister is trying to point out that unregulated or unorganized means it can be money lenders, it can be any Nidhi company or any trust or a NGO registered under the state acts. So they are all entitled to do microfinance loans, and they are also doing it. So they are neither accountable to anybody, nor they are being constantly supervised by SRO or any regulator. So there are certain gaps there. So that is what to bridge those particular gaps, the central government has now circulated the Bula bill. And it's a model act. When it becomes act, it will be a model act to be adopted by all state governments. So this kind of regulation and supervision is very much possible under that particular act. As on today, also these particular entities are being taken action on them by the economic offences wing of the police. The police has in every district one particular division, economic offences wing, and we as an SRO, whenever we get to know any such activities by these unregulated entities, we are reporting it to the district administration, and the district magistrate is referring the matter to the district economic offences wing. And just for instance, in the Ramanagara case where 3 trusts are involved, all the president of those 3 trusts have been arrested. So parallelly there is action. The police is taking action as and when they have been informed, and there is a separate setup also within the state government as the director financial services and other things. So matters are there and processes are being happening and punishments are also being awarded. But ultimately, when the microfinance borrowers are getting trapped with these kind of entities or being duped by these kind of entities, then ultimately the thing is that it is very difficult for us to recover those kind of things, except for we have to wait, and once the action is taken and other things, it's a long drawn process. But the very very crux of the business is affected. You are supposed to get the installment on so and so date. When it is not getting, it means that it's a loss to the company. Currently, the district administrations are very prompt in taking action as and when such activities by the unauthorized lenders are reported. That's going on very actively, and in future, to take care of all these things, as I've already pointed out, the government of India is coming out with a model act. Bula bill is already there for comments, and very soon, once it becomes a model act and the state government also adopts that, I think the concern of the home minister will be 100% taken care of. So, in terms of avoiding it, I have explained in detail what are all the things that happen. And whenever such things are reported, we do a deep dive, we get into the bottom of the issue, we do the field inquiry, we go and we speak to the families, and we speak to also the local police and everything. And in most of the cases that have been reported till now, I think there are about 6 or 7 cases since May 24. The reasons are some domestic issues, some family disputes and other aspects, and some health issues, etc. And none of them could directly attributable to the thing. Say, just for instance, the Ramanagara suicide day before yesterday, which was reported by the everywhere. So there, what exactly has happened is that yes, it was a collection day, and one of she was absent to the center meeting on that day, and the ringleader, because this is a joint liability model, the ringleader has already paid the installment amount, and therefore the MFI person came back to the office. But what has ultimately come out is entirely different, that it is on account of harassment and etc. etc. There was actually no contact with the deceased person on that particular day by the MFI staff. So in most of the cases, that is what it is. And we submit the reports of the inquiry and other things to RBI from time to time whenever such things are reported. All the regulated entities are the recovery practices, which are called Fair Practices Code, has been issued by RBI, none other than by RBI. So clearly the recovery practices are prescribed there, and on top of that, MFIN as a SRO has also given the best practices to our members to follow. This is how we ensure. So any deviation to this and deviation to this is a serious matter. It is considered, and it will be reported back to the RBI level through our quarterly reporting to the RBI on the formats which they were given. We call it as QAR Part 1 and Part 2. They contain all these details. This is the first step in the underwriting process. In the center meeting, initially we do the financial literacy and financial awareness training. We will explain them what exactly is microfinance and how they should use these particular loans for a productive purposes. What is a joint liability? How each one of you are liable to each other person. All these things are thoroughly explained, and only then the process, once they agree and concur to all these conditions and CPT and GRT, that is what the two separate sessions which our regulated entities conduct with the centers, and only then the process will move forward. Therefore, to pointedly answer your question, yes, financial literacy and financial awareness sessions are the preliminary step to go ahead in the underwriting process and sanction of loan. So, as a self-regulatory organization, time to time, with the kind of feelers which we get from the regulator and from the market, we reassess ourselves, and we regroup and we prepare ourselves proactively. That is the thing which I said. We came out with guardrails 1 and guardrails 2, and there are 7 convents on which our members have agreed to implement, and the first one has started implementing right from June 18th to 2024, July 18th 2024. The second tranche is from 1st January 2025, and the final one is from 1st April 2025. So trust level is through, I said now, the microfinance awareness programs. We go to them as SRO, as an independent entity. We reach out to the borrowers. We hold those camps, and regularly with the involvement of the district administration, so that the borrowers also will have that confidence. Yes, somebody from the government is also coming and addressing them. So that is the instrument which we use to instill the confidence and also the well-being of the microfinance institutions among the borrowers. Yes, technology plays a very important role, and as somebody pointed out, what is the reason that one particular convent, instead of implementing with effect from 1st January, you have shifted it to 1st April? The very reason is that technology upgradation, and so the latest convents, whatever has been prescribed, the entire underwriting process, and it is all through 100% automated systems. Our request to the borrowers is that please attend the center meetings, okay, and please exhibit the joint liability model, keep it live, and you have the CGRM systems, or the company from which you have taken the loan, the toll-free number is printed on the loan card. The MFIN SRO toll-free number is also printed on the loan card. So any issue, any problem, please register a ticket in the CGRM systems. If you are not getting proper response, or the response in the manner in which you expected, then escalate to MFIN. MFIN will look after. Even if you are not fully addressed with both the mechanisms, you are always welcome to reach out to RBI Ombudsman. Therefore, any kind of information, any clarification, any information, any grievance, we request all borrowers to reach out to the respective regulated entity or to MFIN for quick and concrete resolution. So we will not misguide you. We will not try to take any undue advantage against you. We are for you, and our main motto is customer protection and responsible lending. So we request all our borrowers that we should be the first touch point. We should be the first touch point for any of their grievances. Most of the reporting is kind of a sensationalization without deeply getting into the factual situation. I think one thing which The very reason for us to come so with a short notice and try to do this program is that we find on last Sunday, on a given one day, there were 6 to 7 newspapers which carried this story, and there were even media discussions, debates on this particular topic. So usually that is not the trend, right? You from the media, that's not a usual trend. So we thought that it is as quickly as possible we should try to clarify things. That's how we are here in front of you.